Hello, good evening. I hope everyone's having a fantastic day. For absolutely no reason other than I hope you're having a better time than the collective you see on screen.
For absolutely no reason.
Yes.
The transition right now, I can't handle
I should probably actually launch the game now that we're live.
Oh, you know, it could be a
Might
full. It could. You could not have to roll a single die tonight. Who knows?
I don't believe you.
How funny would that be, though?
I've
Well,
noticed
done
that
it
the
before.
introduction alone is going to require it.
You got me there.
I did.
I was gonna say-
See?
Say quite honestly, in most sessions, dice rolls are entirely up to the party.
That's also fair. I don't know. Last session, I feel it was pretty mandatory. I don't think we had a whole lot of say in it
This is
last
true.
time.
That's true.
It's only so
But if I
far
don't-
you can go with the rule of cool of narration.
Yeah. If I don't plan a combat encounter, though, I just kind of see where the wind takes us. Half the time I just sit here. I'm like, well, let's see what they do. I don't know. Like, they'll ask me a question. I'll be like, make a check. Maybe I'll have to look something up. I don't know. All right. So we were out last week. So we're now going to be reaching back into the memory banks for 2 weeks ago, right? Yeah.
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 I got three
Yeah,
different
2 weeks
cats
ago.
being psycho around me. Nothing unusual.
And I do believe, thanks to the type of session we had 2 weeks ago, everyone burned their inspiration. I don't
Yeah.
believe anyone has it.
Um,
So let's get some d20s rolled in here, and we're gonna play highest roll wins.
Not me! Oh shit! Might be me!
So I
There are
already
8
have my inspiration.
All right, then Cirion doesn't have to roll.
there are. I was gonna say there are 8 other numbers. Wait, Locke rolled an 11 and Paul just rolled an 11.
Illuminati confirmed. All right, Locke, would you be so kind to give us a bit of a recap from last time?
Last time we got to meet the big bad of all big bads, at least the shade of him. Went away and thank Christ about 3 turns. Lots of Avari got turned into weird lightning creatures that were pulsing and trying to kill us all. Killed at least one of them. Lots of fighting. Lots of orc hordes. We actually had horde combat on screen. It was weird. Somehow, despite being the closest to Morgoth, I took the least damage of everybody in the team, I think. Dandy Boy almost died. Thank the good Lord above for the Athlosav. But yeah, he got pulled in, cursing a name as he went. We ran away, got to the horses, and ran away. Even faster. We did successfully find our blue wizard friend, who my brain's doing a derp right now.
Don't make me sing it!
He has 2 names. He has 2 names. You don't need that one.
Rómestámo, aka Palondo.
Yeah.
Hey!
Had to dig back into the episode 48 notes. At least
Yeah,
I had him to pull.
Combat sessions are hard for notes because usually things are just all combat, and then the things that do happen real briefly between turns, so you're too focused. So, but yeah, very,
more or less,
very, very concise recap. Appreciate it. You may go ahead and take your inspiration.
Yay!
Let's see.
I think I was better prepared for possible trivia questions than I was the recap somehow, so.
Oh, hey. All
I'll
right.
take it.
Exactly. Next number down, Fig.
Oh.
Trivia question. Good luck.
Oh god.
Mostly
You.
because it was a combat session, so I just know how
Yeah.
notes end up working.
I have
So you're gonna-
none.
All,
You're gonna have
all
to
of
have
my
a mind
notes
like
are
a
about
steel
Locke.
trap. Yeah, you're gonna have to have a mind like a steel trap.
I don't. but
Or
okay.
notes from earlier sessions.
Nope, because this only happened in the last session.
Oh, damn. That should be interesting.
During the conflict of trying to free Rómestámo in the shade, manifesting on top of the temple, coming forth from the ethereal gate. As the combat was happening, moments later, dark shadow tendrils lashed out from the gate and actually latched onto the shade and began to draw him back in. While that was happening, that shade muttered a name under his voice and cursed him. What was that name?
Cthulhu.
No.
I'm gonna laugh and actually say I'm really glad that I did take bad notes, otherwise I would have given that away.
As soon as you said it, I was like, Let's see.
I did not watch that far through the last one when I was retaking notes.
I feel like I'm mixing them all up in my head.
Them all?
I have several names in my head. And by that I actually just mean two.
2 is several.
But they both start with an M, and I don't think that's right. Because why would he shout? Wait,
Nah.
I think it is. If we're thinking the same person, I think it is.
Did I hear my name?
Sure. Her name does start with an M. No answer in this case, though.
well, he wouldn't. The name he called out, that was Morgoth. So. I don't remember. I'm gonna say Melkor for the fun of it.
Melkor, final answer?
It's gonna have to be, because otherwise I'll spend another 5 minutes thinking about it.
That is
Incorrect.
incorrect.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Look, at that point, oh, it was. Wait, whatever. I was
Was that
busy
it? Conrad?
caring about Vamp Boy, okay?
Matt, would you like to take a crack at it?
It's not in my notes, so I've been thinking. I've been thinking this whole time.
Those with deep
On-
lore knowledge might get this just based on Tolkien knowledge.
Pretty confident I said it like 3 times, but I don't think anyone listened, so it's okay.
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure it's one of the Valar. But I can't remember all their names.
That's fair. Quite a few of them.
And I
just realized what you said, Nick. Damn
I
it.
have a name stuck in my head that I know's not the answer.
Yeah, that was my issue too.
But I'm having trouble getting it out of my head. I think it begins with an A. So I can't stop thinking of Anatar, but that's not it. But I do think it begins with an A. Okay, I'm just gonna swing. And I'm pretty sure this is an NPC we've met, but Arwindel.
You have met Arwindel.
Yeah.
Oh man, if that was
Incorrect.
the name shout out,
Incorrect. Yeah, no, if it was Arwindel the whole time.
we'd be.
Radagast,
But I couldn't stop thinking Arwindel or Anatar, and I know it's neither one of those, but I'm pretty sure it begins with an A.
I might have missed it as well, Nick. What did you actually say that you think it is?
Manway.
It is Manway.
Oh, I was
Yeah.
wrong. It wasn't M.
See,
Because
I was
in
on
my
the
brain,
right.
I remembered. It took me a minute to reabsorb it because I remember him specifically going, "Manway, brother," and
Yep.
the brother part of the line is what stuck out in my head.
Yeah, he basically he says Manway and then makes an effort of ugh, you fucker, and says, "I'll get you for this, brother."
I was
Yeah,
at
that's what it was.
least close with the first letter because I knew I had M stuck in my head, but the two names that were in my head were literally Morgoth and Malvhor, and I'm like, well, the one doesn't make sense because that's him.
I mean, they're both
He
him.
definitely said his own
They're
name.
both him.
That's true. So I was like, this doesn't work.
I mean, I was in the same boat, right? With Arundel and Anatar.
Yeah. So I was like, I'm gonna get this wrong.
Yeah, no, I mean, good efforts, good efforts. That was, like I said, good luck. Combat session and just one real quick line, but yeah, deep lore will get you there.
Damn it.
Like I said, if I had continued going further into it, I'd have probably had it in my notes.
Yes, this has been a campaign of deep Valar lore.
Because I added,
Oh.
like, throughout listening to it, I added additionally into my notes beyond the quick that I already gave for the recap. It's like, right, Laurelin was the gold tree, Telperion was the silver tree, the Calakendi are the light-touched elf, the Morakendi are
Yep.
the lightless elves. Didn't quite
Quendi
get
and-
to Menway.
Yep. Just rolling through a Rolodex of Silmarillion, going, All right. All right.
It's
Good effort.
fine.
Good efforts. Good efforts. Let's see.
The lack of hearing it proved to me, I'm like, oh, right, I don't have my mic arm out. No one probably heard me. The voice capture probably
Yeah.
killed it. Because, like, 3 different times I'm like, Manway. And then you're like, Matt, would you like to take a chance? I'm like, okay, either they didn't hear me or...
Yeah, no, I didn't hear you at all. And sometimes
Yeah, I didn't either.
Discord will suppress other voices, depending. All right. So yes, the Fellowship infiltrated a temple in the far east of Rune, in the forest on the other side of the Sea of Rune. In that infiltration, alongside a new companion, the Shadow of the East, as he's been known as, is Galad, a old friend of Fig's. With the sole intention of locating the one blue wizard known as Palando or Rómestámo, you found a outcropping entrance in the further out in the forest that led into the subterranean structure of the actual temple. You navigated it, dealt with some dark sorcery, some witchcraft, some of you, of being met with visions and promises, and then threats.
Oh no,
Don't
our
eat.
cameras.
I crashed, sorry.
Eavesdropped briefly on a conversation between a black Numenorian sorceress known as Dolwan and an orc who instructed them to get the wizard ready. Had a scuffle with an old adversary known as Thula, who made a slippery escape only to get caught up with and immediately made a porcupine of arrows and was slain. From there, you attempted to rescue Rómestámo, where the shade of Morgoth, that most of you quickly realized who that was, appeared from a large black marble archway through in like sort of an ethereal sort of portal or a gateway. In the ensuing scuffle, many chained Avari captives were being actively tortured through mystical means, and you begin to see them actually take physical change. Their skin tone began to shift, their teeth began to become almost dagger-like, their ears became elongated and droopy, and their whole form began to take on a somewhat familiar visual that you've known many orcs to have, though still somewhat different. Though you saw these orc manifestations in full prowess as two led a horde to try and prevent you from escaping. These Melkorian or Morgothian orcs being the very corruption of Elfkin. Locke was able to pick the locks of the... yep, every time.
I was about to do that, but I knew I was gonna get yelled at.
Yeah, every time. Was able to pick the chains free for Rómestámo, and then at the similar timing, Morgoth was pulled back into that portal, and the portal dissipated. You all quickly made a escape, with Galad nearly falling unconscious at 2 hit points.
Same,
And then
brother.
Made your way back through the temple, fleeing the secondary orc horde, along with some dragonettes, and only to be taunted by Dolwan on your departure. You mounted your horses and quickly made your exit from the forest, heading west back the way you came, following the shoreline of the Sea of Rune. And at the last moments on your departure, you saw, heading in the direction from where you were coming, the silhouette in the moonlight of the dragon. And that's where we're going to pick up tonight. As you guys are on your return trek, I assume, heading
may or
west.
may not be named Salasula.
The dragon?
Yeah.
You guys didn't get the dragon's name.
No, but the name was mentioned. That particular name was mentioned 2 sessions ago.
Mayhaps.
In episode 52, that my notes were basically that was the session that I watched. Wasn't in.
Ah, okay.
Can I just point out I would love to see Brian as a teacher?
In what way?
All the quiz questions and be like, was this mentioned on the last time? Perhaps. roll an intelligence check, kid. I rolled a nat 1. It's like, you're dumb as fuck. You get an F for the year.
Maybe
Is this gonna be on
if
the
you
test?
took good.
Maybe.
Did you take good
Brian
enough
would be
notes?
Brian
Because
would be
then
the
you would
teacher
know.
with an actual D20 in class.
Yeah.
How
Right.
funny would that be if someone actually used like the DM tactics in class? Sorry, ADD. I'm coming down from that. Go on. Sorry.
All right. But you all have some days on your trek back, and the moment is yours. What would we like to do? And how would you like to spend the time in your return?
We're on the path where we passed the dragon on the way here. We're in the same direction.
Was that to me?
To everybody, yeah. Because
Okay, I
I'm
was
also
like,
saying
I
this
was
in
like,
character.
is this a question? Yeah.
Because we are, right? We are. It's not like we left and went completely around the Sea of Rune, going the other direction.
I
We
would
ran
assume so.
Directly away from the temple in the direction we came from, which means we're passing through the dragon's territory. Again.
That's fine. We saw the dragon behind us when we left.
That's fine. Okay.
I'll be half listening. I'm going to assume this is like the first chance we get to like recoup after running, but I'll stop, and I think I put whose horse did I put Galad on? I don't remember. Wild
should have
Step.
been
I
the
put him on
question.
Wild Step. Yeah. I'm gonna
Trivia
stop
question: who's on what horse?
because I put people on different horses. I remember this. I'll be half listening, but I'll like take the moment now that conversation's gotten back up and we feel a little safer to like kind of look over Galad with concern and just go, "Are you all right?" And just like partially freak out.
You see him sort of gripping sort of his midsection with one arm while holding onto the reins with the other. I'll be fine.
Is that he's grabbing his midsection?
Yeah.
I'll move his arm up to see.
Aaron, what are you doing?
Is it bleeding?
Yes, I'm bleeding. What of it?
I was asking the DM.
He's just answering you.
2 HP before the Athlos. He bleed in a lot of places.
Yeah, so I see that, and I'm checking all everywhere else to see where else he's bleeding, and if the midsection is the most, or the largest wound, or whatever.
You see nicks and scratches sort of all across his face. Some of the garment on his arms is torn. Just overall looks like he's been in a scuffle. And there's just a few sort of blood stains throughout. But the Atlas salve did help in its application stem the bleeding for the most part.
Okay, so I'm going to take the edge of my cloak, and I'm just going to do a long rip across the hem. And I'm going to immediately start using it to wrap up Galad's midsection without whether he's protesting or not. And I'm just muttering like, oh, again, and everything. And I'm like,
Evan, we're not kids anymore.
quiet.
I just need to say thank you for giving me justification on my opening notes for the session being Vig sexually assaulted Galad.
I did no such thing.
Oh my.
Oh dear.
But you guys, you'll see, there's like heavy concern and worry on Fig's face as she's trying to bandage him up, and she keeps like if she seemed to be in a lighter mood, you would think it's funny that she's like smacking his hands away and whatnot, but she's like downright just not happy at all and freaking out.
Aaron, wouldn't this be easier if we waited until we made camp or something?
No, doing this now. I can do this
Doing
now.
this on horseback to horseback. How are you even?
Wild Step has taken me to great journeys before. This is fine.
Stubborn as ever.
I am not seeing you like this again.
What is that supposed to mean?
Because the last time I saw you like this, I nearly lost you.
Aww.
That knife cuts both ways.
I'll hesitate at that for a second, but I'll finish bandaging up the end. And then I'll just take a moment, take a deep breath, and then I'll just pull him into a hug.
And okay.
And then after a few seconds, I'll turn back and retake the reins of Wild Step.
Well, thank you.
We'll have to be careful next time, if that's what these armbands do.
Yeah, they did seem to dampen a bit of it. But it can definitely make things tricky. Clearly, whatever Smith back in Gondolin or wherever desired to have some sort of connection to a partner, or some sort of protection over them. We'll be careful.
If I wasn't able to be a bear, I would have been bad too.
Well, then you're the lucky one.
I guess so.
Is the conversation loud enough that everybody can hear it, or no?
Yeah. She was freaking out too much about his safety to really care if it was quiet or not.
Locke will kind of look back. Well, based on the properties of this band, I would almost argue that it was bad that you were a bear. You got hit a little more often than Galad probably would have on his own, if we're being completely honest.
To be fair, that horde over there has been trying to kill me for a few months now.
Yeah.
Well, they're very bad at their job.
Do we,
It's the new management that concerns me.
And some of us seem to have history with said new management.
No idea what you're talking about.
You can't run away from your past forever.
I'm not the one that runs away from my past here, friend.
Hey, I ran back to mine, so...
After much coercion, a lot of drinking...
Hey, I just want to say, there's a big difference between
and
how
all
long
but the
ago...
dagger point.
How long ago
I have
your
spent-
pass is in 10 years.
And I have spent several thousand years working on restoring my past. I've never run from it.
Fair.
Out of curiosity, is anyone going to try and tend to my wounds?
I was just
Don't-
waiting to ask how Philando was doing.
Don't you,
I was just about to ask.
don't you have,
He's like woozy on the back of the horse, just like swaying, like.
don't you have magic like Mole? Like... Alatar?
I will, that's right. I think I put Galad on Wild Step, so I'm with him, and I put Palando on, I think, Galad's horse. Regardless, I will stop the two horses, and I will check on Palando if I can.
You can certainly make a check on him. Go ahead and give me a medicine check.
I just kind of grin and look back at him. Look,
Fuck.
friend, you're one of the few people here that's older than I am. I think you can take care of yourself at this point.
Well, I'm not saying that's not true. I just... You know, sometimes it's nice to know people care.
Oh, are we feeling left out?
Look, of all the Maya you could get stuck with here in Middle-earth, be glad it's me. You could be with Arwindale.
We've
What's
met,
wrong with
we've met
Arwindale?
Arwindale.
You poor souls.
I like Alwindale.
What, that's...
Oh, yeah, he's perfectly fine individual. He's just
This
not
makes...
always there.
This makes 3 wizards we've met now?
3. Well, there are 5 in Middle-earth, at least last I checked. If any more were sent here, then, that's probably not good.
We really ought to just meet the last 2 and just really round out our experience.
I doubt you'll come across them. The one wanders way too much, never in one place for long. Granted, I haven't seen him in a couple of thousand years now.
Do you... I mean, you said a couple of thousand years. Do you all ever get together and just have, like, a wizard bash? Like a reunion? Catch up? A council of sorts?
I rolled a nat 1, by the way.
I saw that.
You accidentally stab him.
Can
I'll
I
pop
throw
it,
him one
remind
of
me
my?
to share. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Can I throw him one of my Athos salves that I had on? Do I have any on hand? Yeah, I do. Can I throw in one of the Athos salves I had on hand and you can kind of like
How are-
apply it himself?
How are you looking though?
Sure. Not good.
Well, use it on yourself.
I am a selfless ranger. Thank you. I'm going to give him one of the ones I have. So I have 3. I will give him 1, so I have 2 left.
Oh, I thought I had the last one in the entire party, which is why I gave Glad mine.
He takes it. Oh, thank you. You know, it was hard to observe most of that battle, but if my ears prove correct, and you must be the lucky drunk captain of the Citadel. Thank you.
I'm going to get like the biggest grin on my face. I like him.
Glad just. That's the last time I try and give you an entrance. You ruined.
Hey.
You bloody ruined it.
I'm going to yell, how did I ruin it? I ran in, got the horde.
When given a choice to either be a lucky drunk or a proud captain of a citadel, you preferred to be a lucky drunk captain.
Yeah.
You'll get used to this. This is normal.
I was going to say, regrettably, this is Cirion in a nutshell.
You heard his story to the dragon, correct?
Yes.
That should sum up everything.
Come on, Galad. That was a good entrance on my end. Come on.
Shut the fuck up.
You love me.
Eat
I look
shit.
back once more at Palando. Just remember, also, as rude as you may take my lack of tenderness in your care, we are going to Northriel. You know what she's going to do to you when we get back with you.
Northriel?
Is it Northriel or?
Nithil.
Oh,
Northriel's my mommy!
Sorry. I mixed up end names in my head. Bear with me, the ones I've heard both very minimally.
I legit was like, we're what now?
Yeah, we're in the Greenwood, don't you remember?
Nithil, aka the Drow-Jahira.
Yeah?
Yes, well, there's no other safe place out this far, so it's only imaginable. Though,
We have very varying opinions of your fate when we arrive, friend.
well, given the choice of company between the shade of Morgoth and the Black Numenorean sorcerers, and Nithel and her Avari, I might take my chances with the Avari.
You ever think about just walking east and never stopping?
Guys, let's go to Lorien!
To what end?
I don't know, just to get away from it all, take a very long vacation.
Not run the risk of further death. I honestly don't know which of your 2 potential crowds you have a better survival chance with at this stage. Because I barely walked out of there, in condition to save you.
You can certainly walk east without stopping. Try to escape it all, but know that whatever machinations the enemy has planned, if they are to succeed, there will be no hiding from anything.
Yeah, that's
There'll
that's
be no
more
vacation.
that's more sort of when the job's done. It was just have you ever thought of it? Would you ever just a hypothetical.
Oh, Monroy saved me. The wizard doesn't understand sarcasm.
If and when my job is complete, I will head west.
Do we need to stop for camp and rest?
I mean, eventually I'm not going to ride for 7 days straight.
Yeah, I'd rather not do that either.
Yes, but I was basically asking if we want to do any sort of short rest, I guess, even though that was in
Yes.
role-playing terms.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Let's fucking rest.
Oh, so
That's not
we just want to
role-playing
break
terms.
for like a lunch, or like a little brunch. Break out the teas and snacks.
Columbus bread.
The crumpets.
I'm fine with a short rest.
Yeah.
100%.
Okay. Okay.
You guys can take your short rest as you put some distance between yourselves and the temple, and eventually find a spot to give the horses a break and catch a breather.
How is my stuff? Oh, my stuff is gone. Oh. Shit.
That's the sound of Vic rolling normally.
I have
Also,
meditation left, and that's it.
everyone, your campfire tales. When we take a short rest, you can add a 1d8 to every hit die you spend.
Hey, cool. I was waiting for that.
You can have
1d8.
one.
1d8. It got
Okay.
upgraded when I leveled up.
Hey yo. Is that a passive thing?
Yeah.
I thought it was like a. Okay. I
During-
clearly
during a
used
short-
it wrong, Isaiah.
During a short rest, you tell your companion tales. For every hit dice rolled by you or a friendly creature, they add 1d6. This increases to 1d8 at 9, 1d10 at 13th, and 1d12 at 17th.
Okay. Oh!
Nice.
Oh!
Good lord, Vic. Oh.
Oh.
I ruined it.
How much was that? Holy shit, 24?
You just take a deep breath and heal 24 hit points.
I'm like, yeah, pretty much. Can I do this again, though? Because, bop bop. Oh, I was one
Close.
away. What?
I love this track.
5 plus 15. That was 20. I'll do it. I have one hit die left.
Excuse me, sorry.
Got 4 left, but I didn't need to use as many as you did, so.
Do one more.
Feeling bad for Cirion, who let us all heal in the middle of the fight without being able to himself.
I didn't heal.
Selfless ranger here.
Support's gonna support.
Yep. Alright, that's good for me.
It also didn't help that I used half my hit dice after sparring with Goliath.
That's right.
So, yeah.
Forgot about that.
Yeah, and that was not knowing of a potential dragon encounter.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, a second potential dragon encounter.
I know,
Shut up.
yeah. See what happens.
Not rolling the embarkation yet? Shut up.
I still got that sweet cake.
So,
No,
because
go
Matt
away.
decided to put that into the world, when we go to do rolls, I am taking scout this time. I am taking my no lower than a 19 and rolling with it.
Does that mean Malvhor gets to be guide?
Yep. Or Palando, arguably.
No,
This is way back
it's gonna be
I
filled
don't
by
think
PCs.
NPCs can, yeah.
Yeah, for the most part, unless it's for story reasons.
I know.
There are certain, like, in some of the modules that we had in campaign 1 and even before that, there's certain journeys where an NPC will act as the guide or for whatever reason.
For flavor, if nothing else.
Didn't Armand do that the first time we met
Oh,
him?
Armand.
I think so.
I still laugh when Mathan got that quest to escort him after hating his goods at the beginning.
Then I grew to love him.
We all did. I love Armand.
All right. Everybody got their hit dice rolled?
Yep.
Yeah.
Faggot full.
Feeling good?
Feeling great. Except for my shadow points, but we'll talk about that later.
Oh shit, that's right.
All right.
Wait,
I'm glad I've managed to dodge that so far, because once I finally get hit by that, I can't go below 1. Arguably, flavor alone, I should probably have that 1 already, but...
All right. Do a quick little... Let's see here. Is there anything anyone wishes to do during their short rest or during the duration of this return trek?
I want to sit while we're kind of catching our breath and talk to Galad.
Oh!
You find
Therapy time.
You find Galad a few feet off from where you guys have made camp, and he's just sort of staring up at the night sky. The sort of black canvas with shining silver specks throughout, and he's just sort of looking up at them.
And I'll just walk up and go like, is he taken?
No.
And I'll just kind of sit down, look up with him. Oh, they're gonna say something. Sorry. No, sorry. It looked like you're about to like say something. I didn't want to interrupt it. I was like, quite the unique skill set you have in battle there.
Yeah, I learned young. Always wanted to go out and find my own adventure. Because I found it.
Not quite what you expected, is it?
A wise person would say it never is.
I'd like to meet that wise person and say I agree. Join the military for the same reason. Glory, honor.
Have you read a history book?
Have you? You've talked to me already. I think you can already answer that. I kind of give like a little smirk.
What do you want, Cirion?
I just wanted to compliment your skill in battle back there. Kind of make sure you're okay too.
It's definitely one of the harder fights I've had in a while. But I'll be fine.
I'm not talking physically, Galad.
I used to hunt under the sky. But the only light was coming from the stars above, and that of the moon.
So it's almost a comfort for you.
Quite the opposite. Spent so many days, so many weeks, not in control of who I was. Hunting, killing. People were terrified of the night because of me. Now it's just a reminder that I should be terrified of myself.
Well, from what I saw there, I think you're gaining control back of yourself.
One can hope.
Well, you have the ambition for it. You have the goal for it.
He looks down from the sky and over to you with his red eyes sort of glinting in the moonlight. And what is your ambition, drunk captain?
I prefer lucky, drunk captain. As I turn and give him a smile.
That's clearly the only way they got here for this long. Is on luck.
Hey, sword's still sharp, my friend. My ambition, my goals. The long term, I want to see what's now called Minas Morgul, Minas Ethel, restored. And the way I want you to do that, the way I've seen it, I don't know if that'll be possible. So, I say, I gotta find a new ambition, new goal. Seek honor and redemption a different way.
And do you know how to do that?
Not quite. But the good deeds that I have done, the lives I have saved, slowly makes up for it, you know? I can't do good there anymore, but I can definitely do good out here.
I was bloody hoping for an easy answer.
You're talking to the wrong one, friend.
Out of the bunch, you seem the easiest. You're telling me you're the most complicated.
Oh, no, God. God's no. But not always be a listening ear if you need it. And I'm gonna slowly, like, get up and kind of brush myself off, pat him on the shoulders, like, you're not as alone as you think.
Yeah. I suppose not. You saw what happened back there, right?
I did.
Do you comprehend it?
I'll kind of, like, just turn and sit back down. It's like, I've seen a lot of crazy things on this little trek of ours. Anything can happen. Really can. And I've seen someone we were told were evil ended up help saving our lives. Risking our necks out for them, literally. Seeing someone we thought was a friend become a traitor. This whole world is full of twists and turns. So to answer your question, I can sort of comprehend it.
You can comprehend the very shackles of the Dark Lord Morgoth being broken free. Many of the wise would shudder at such a thought.
That's what the alcohol's for. Just a joke. I do fear...
Concerned for you.
Yeah, take a number. There it does send a shiver down my spine that that kind of creature has that kind of power. And everything I faced up to that point was nothing. But I'm hoping we will find a way.
That entity is the very embodiment of corruption. Things like this. Those two orcs at the front of that horde were once Avari. They were once elves. He's not even in this realm. He's beyond this plane. And yet he's able to exert his corruption here. If he does that any further, there might not be much left.
Well, guess that means we have to stop him, don't we?
I suppose so. But we don't have much to go on. Unless, of course, you've come across more of this in your journeys.
No, nothing quite like this. What about you?
Other than the vampires. Whispers of a werewolf, but he's been long gone for centuries. Now, Sauron has been absent for so long in these lands that he was becoming a bit of a myth, a fairy tale among your people. The elves never forgot. There were still more of us that were alive now than there saw it, who witnessed it. That was the fear, his return. Not Morgoth's. The things Sauron was able to do in his reign pale in comparison to what Morgoth did.
So, we definitely got a big dark one against us.
That's one way to put it, and luckily it didn't seem like he could stay as a shade, at least. Some entity in our world for much longer, less than a minute. But I'm sure our enemy's figuring out a way to try and keep him here longer, if not bring him back entirely.
Well, from what I heard him shout, sounds like he's being that kind of existence controlled by another.
That bit of knowledge escapes me. Rómestámo may know more.
At a better time, we can hopefully pick his brain, learn more, and take care of this before it becomes an actual worse problem than it already is.
We can hope. Till then, we look at the stars. Look at the endless void.
Hey, you see the shape of those up there? It looks like it makes a bottle.
I swear, Cirion.
Just trying to lighten the mood. Well, concerned as I am a little bit, I'm not that much either. At that point, I am going to get up and kind of like brush myself off. It's like, we got the Shadow of the East on our side. He's a damn good fighter. And you got Cirion of the Citadel.
Vampire and a Gondorian captain. I really hope they don't write stories about this.
Oh, why not? We got a bard friend over there.
No
You know how
one
many
would
stories you could
believe
write
that.
about our exploits?
Nobody would.
Oh, come on,
believe it.
Oh, come on. We made a heck of a team back there. Come on, that entrance, me slaying hordes. Come on.
Yeah, an entrance I set you up for, and you squashed it. You squandered it, really.
Hey, I couldn't have slain anybody, and that would have been, that would have been a failure of an entrance.
Where's the bard? He needs to teach you some showmanship, something. You need to embody. You need to embody the spirit of a captain, Cirion. People are going to look to you for hope, for leadership. That's how you redeem yourself. That's how you bring yourself back. Not a sin.
Had a brief moment of that years ago. Not years ago, months ago.
You unfurled a banner in the middle of a fight and rallied spirits. That is the indication of a leader, somebody for people to flock to. Not the bottom of a tankard.
You know, this journey has opened my eyes to a lot. And while I still enjoy the drink, I haven't had a need to rely on it.
We'll work on it.
Good. I'm glad to have your help.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Yep.
By the Valor.
I'm gonna pat him on the shoulders and just go like, prep up. I think we'll be leaving soon. I enjoy our chats, and I'm gonna walk away.
You should hide those fang marks on your neck.
Yeah, I'll work on that.
Why don't you give him a matching set?
Oh, no.
Sorry.
Oh Lord, that was great.
You know, I try to have good.
It was great. It was fantastic. I loved it.
And I watched you fucks in chat, and
Nope.
I was giving a monologue, and I was reading that. I need to stop reading chat when you have kind of a goddamn moment.
Nothing.
I loved it. It was fantastic. A+.
10 out of 10.
So good. It was so good.
It was.
I am concerned that we
It
do
really
need to
was.
stage an intervention for Cirion and his drinking.
Yes. But
He made like
there was
3
nothing
separate.
wrong with your role playing.
He made like 3 separate references to drinking there, and then was like, "Oh, I'm just kidding." It's like, are you?
But are you? Because that's what an alcoholic does.
Hey, I was planning to take a fellowship phase and improve character at some point.
Let's go.
Yeah.
I
That's
love
what my
character
character
development.
is all about.
I
Yes.
love character development above everything else. We're just playing around in chat. You don't have to take it seriously.
No. He set precedents for this. I
Yeah.
will make you armor
I
if you go cold sober.
Oh.
Oh.
Because something I make is not getting famous and has armaments of a drunk. Unless that drunk is me, and if I'm not that after 2,000 plus years, you don't get to be either.
Paul did give you inspiration, Cirion, for that awesome RP.
Yeah.
No, it was seriously good. We just
Yeah, it was.
made me-
Yeah, we're just.
The fact you
I
did
know,
it
I
while
know.
reading that just makes it better. But you really should learn by now to ignore chat when you go on these monologues.
I know. I was reading. I was like, there's a part of me that's like, I need to know what's going on, and I see that. I was like, oh.
No, you don't.
No.
No,
The one that
you really
the one
don't.
that got me. The one that got me the most, like that's where like I felt bad, Brian. And I zoned out when he said something because like he tries to hit on all the male NPCs. I was like, fuck you. You're kind of right. Like I'm trying to develop somewhat of a friendship, like team up with this guy, and then I see that like, god damn it.
It was.
The problem is Cirion
we'll talk
Cirion suffers from the same thing that Kevin the Human does, and that's you skip friendship
Okay.
and go straight to bromance.
What's wrong with that?
Nothing.
I love it.
This was 10 out of 10. Would recommend. Would listen to again. Wish I had actually been taking notes.
Paul says you're a lover and a fighter.
Unfortunately, these moments also make for comedy gold in chat between us all to completely keep the mood from getting too serious.
Need we remind you what Matt and I did collectively in chat when you first met Bardor, which was an innocent enough chat.
And imagine if I had been there for that
I wasn't
one.
reading it at the time. Not much of it anyway. I would read it like after, but I was like, crap, something's going on. Then I see Lindsay losing her shit during one of our monologues.
Matt and I were dying.
I'm curious, Lindsay, were you muted while he was doing all of that?
Yeah, she was.
Okay, I heard
I saw
you
her
laughing
I saw
through
her
Brian's mic.
beat red.
Oh,
Damn
really?
it.
That's why I was trying to figure out. I'm like, did she just finally crack, or is she actually laughing really loud to where Brian picked it up?
My
That
door
one,
is closed
got it.
too. Yeah.
Yeah. No, like the funny thing is that like for perspective, elf-wise, Galad's basically a teenager. He's young, so he still has a bit of immaturity to him. So like the whole thing where he wanted something cool to happen and he set Cirion up for a cool entrance, and then the way Cirion responded to it, he's like, "You fucker."
All of this for you,
Yeah.
and you fucking let me down.
And fun fact for those of you playing at home, Galad's line in the last session for Cyrion's entrance was borrowed from Castlevania.
Oh,
That sounds
think
right.
In the second season of Castlevania, Alucard to Trevor, as a bunch of night creatures, night monsters are coming over to like basically kill everybody, he grabs Trevor by the collar and says, "It's time to decide, Belmont. You're either a lucky drunk or the heir to a like monster hunter or slayer." I forget exactly, but he's like something like that, like an expert monster hunter or something like that. And Belmont snaps out of it and completely takes control of the fight.
that's cool.
So yeah, that's where that came from.
That's awesome.
There's nothing wrong with borrowed content, especially when it fits wonderfully.
Mm-hmm. So at a badass entrance, y'all can fight me.
If Matt Mercer can take creative liberties, so can you.
Yeah. Alright. So, you guys break camp shortly after, or the next morning, whenever you pretty much choose to depart. In that short rest, you guys, for the most part, Rómestámo is fairly well recovered. He now has donned his robe and has his staff that is carved piece of wood that meets like to the top and then makes like almost like a crescent moon shape wrapped in leather. Most of his robes are in that navy blue esque coloration that was very similar to Mordentar's, and he also has a couple of glass vials and bags on him.
Hey.
Oh.
Much more impressive beard than more.
Yes. Yes. Yes, we'll just do a little comparison
Side by side.
there for you all. Yeah, there you go. There's the two.
Oh, yeah.
Mordentar and Rómestámo.
Looked more like a thief than a wizard.
A wizard
That was
in
intentional.
disguise.
Not that I have room
was
to talk, of
intentional.
course, but
Wizards in disguise.
Thank you.
Damn it.
Mordentar also looks younger than all the other
Yeah.
Astari
Mhm.
that you've met so far.
and the ones we haven't. But let's be honest.
True.
I want to make it an achievement, like in games and stuff where you can do achievements. I want an achievement where we meet all wizards in this campaign.
So across both campaigns so far, in Hero Forge, I've made all but one of the wizards.
Is that Saruman?
Gandalf.
No, you guys met Saruman in
Oh, we
campaign
did.
1. Yeah.
But we
Mr.
met
Endear has
Gandalf
not
in
been met.
campaign 1 too.
What?
But we met Gandalf in campaign 1 too.
You met him, but I never made a token.
You never made a token
That was
for
before
him.
then.
Mhm.
That was
Yeah.
that was before Hero Forge.
Because I'm pretty sure
Wow.
Gandalf was really early in that campaign.
It was.
Because we even met him before stream when Matt was DM.
Yep.
So,
Oh yeah.
yep. All right. As you guys prep to leave, Rómestámo sort of stretches a bit. It's good for the old bones to stretch after being strung up like that for so long. Very well.
I'll never understand why you all chose to come to this universe. Aged as you are.
Better blend in and probably to not draw any unwanted attention.
And yet you wear a distinct collar robe with a long beard and a staff.
I don't want to hear it from the one whose banner is an anvil and a hammer that bears the name, the House of Hammer of Wrath.
Friendly reminder,
think-
I had nothing to do with that. You had conscious choice.
I don't
did
think
not.
you have much room to talk either. That's all I'm going to say.
Are we talking about who is the strangest in the group?
No, if we were doing that, that'd be Malvhor hands down.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh,
Finally, the recognition I deserve.
I'm like somewhat perplexed looking around at everybody.
Sirius and his horse. This is bullshit.
Everybody's just looking around. Like, Galad's looking around.
I'm just gonna
Rómestámo's
I'm gonna
looking
extend a
around.
hand to Cirion. I'm gonna say, "Pay up, kid. I won the bet."
Oh my god.
I'm gonna flip Malvhor a gold coin.
Completely out of character. I'm sorry. This is terrible and adorable. So, I quit
Is it a
using
cat?
the door latch thing to keep our cats out, and I got something that actually hooks up where the strike plate would be. And Mac is too fat to get through the door.
Oh,
So I need to go change what I've got set up.
kitty.
He's struggle bussing.
Malvhor,
There you
add
go,
a
buddy.
gold coin to your inventory.
Done and done.
There you go, buddy.
Wait, the
Yeah, so I literally flip you a gold coin, and it's like, how do you always win these?
wait. What did the two of you bet on?
That I was the weirdest one in the group.
Bar wager a couple years ago on a job. Don't worry about it.
The,
Wait, you made a bet.
the weirdest one in the group is Malvhor. I think he's
Wait.
one of the most normal here.
I appreciate the
Makes him
sentiment.
so weird. We have a lost generation elf, a vampire elf, a drunken captain, a human raised by bears and elves that can shapeshift into a bear, and then we have a horny old bastard that can't even recognize his own children.
I'm just
Tell me how he is not the weirdest one in this group by
I'm just-
association.
I'm just a
See
dad.
Rómestámo like cock an eyebrow and like. Quite.
I
god.
I'm just a family man. What can I say?
No, you are not.
I am now. I've reformed.
How long have you been out to get milk?
Hey, that ended when I returned.
Vigdis! In Azkaban!
Riding next to Rómestámo, Galad just sort of leans over to him. Do you think a fall from this horse is enough to kill me?
I look back at that point. If I didn't kill you for my furniture, you're not going to get to die by a horse yet.
Wait, by furniture. What?
He's
I
at my table.
placed a dagger in the table in his room, and it's a whole thing. I mean, the frame on the bed is great. The mattress itself, no, not too great. I'd sleep better in a coffin.
Oh,
The drop of the music with that was just.
Yeah.
I'd like to think as he said that, we all stopped and looked at him.
Yeah. Jeez.
He leans over to Cirion. Am I doing it right? Is this how you all interact?
Close enough.
Excellent. I'm bonding.
Oh gosh.
Is that Galad saying that?
I'm bonding.
Glad I
Yes,
assure you that we are
After
not
he
the
says
gold
that,
standard for your typical group.
Oh,
I was gonna look at Galad and be like, "Yes, you are learning very well." See, told you.
It's good to have some levity after what we just went through. Thank you all.
He's been friends with me. It's never been a typical group with him.
So we could be his second family.
Hydrate or
I didn't say that in
dihydrate.
character, by the way.
Well, if any,
Oh, I'm out.
I feel.
Yeah, my thing's upstairs.
I feel I should at least thank you all for coming to such a timely rescue. I don't know how much longer I could have lasted in there.
Again, I will say please hold your thanks until you survive the return.
But what happens now?
Well, frankly, it's quite simple. We return to Nethel, get her caught up with everything that's happened, and we kill the bad guy and stop their ritual from happening.
Do you even know what that ritual is?
That's the details, right? I'm looking at, like, the 5-year plan.
No, the
The details will come along as we need
If you
them,
live
right?
for 5 years.
There's no reason to get stressed out about all the details in this moment. Right now, all we gotta do is get you to the mountains. What
No,
comes
the-
next? We'll worry about that tomorrow.
the
Like
detail,
I said, the weirdest in the group.
the details are important though. With who we just saw, I'm concerned.
And that is a fair reaction to be concerned. It is very concerning, but here in the middle of the field, there's not much we can do right now. We need to regroup and talk it out.
Do you always compartmentalize this well?
No.
You seem to be handling the situation quite well. It's miraculous, honestly.
I had a near-death experience a while ago after rediscovering my lost family it's a long story, and it kind of changed my perspective on the world, and I'm partially resigned that this is a very deadly quest we are on that I probably won't come back from. Makes the whole thing easier to do.
I lean over towards Palando. He's honestly more senile than Radagast on shrooms. That's how he compartmentalizes so well.
How they grant me strength.
There has been a lot going on. It's hard to keep track most of the times.
Oh, believe me, I understand. I've been in this world for some time, and it seems things change every day. But the gravity of the matter should not escape any one of us. But tell me, as we ride, what brought you this far out? How did you come to find me? How did you come to find me? Locke, I knew your story.
More told us to. That's the long short of it. We found ourselves in Pelagia with two options before us. We originally were going to go south to Umbar, to hunt for something lost, called a Silmaril that the enemy is after, and more.
The enemy is after what?
A Silmaril.
Yeah, you never bothered to mention that when you recapped what you told me.
I feel like we caught up on everything.
I feel like we didn't, because that would have negated that would have caused a very different reaction than where we went.
Fig, you're on my side, right? We totally recapped that with Locke, at least.
Vig's main recap with rejoining me was she had a little bit of sanity back in her life.
I honestly was
you.
just focused on finding Galad.
But Mole, who was with us at the time when we were weighing our options, said more or less brought us here thinking it was the best choice to be made in the time.
Silmaril, no. No. They can't possibly have found a Silmaril.
There's one lost in the ocean. They're scouring it.
Lost in the ocean, lost to the depths of Ulmo. They reside in his domain. They can't possibly find that.
Of who? What?
Ulmo, one of the Valar.
Ormo?
Ulmo.
Elmo?
Oh, for the love of God!
Almost. Replace the E with a U.
Oh, Olmo?
Olmo.
Sounds like
ULMO.
Oh, okay. Sounds like a Final Fantasy boss.
Well,
Okay.
they probably stole it. No,
You said he's a Valar?
Yes.
Yeah, so, I mean, rescuing you was very important. I hesitate to think what would happen if we didn't come here to rescue you. And you know, the Silmaril's on our radar. We haven't forgotten about it.
It's the fact that it's on there. Wait, what's a radar?
I don't know. I don't know why I said that. It's on our agenda.
Well, I grant my strength.
Malvhor just has visions of a far-off future.
This is deeply
Hey,
concerning.
Mac, you can go down.
We must make haste to the Avari.
Oh,
Hear
also,
what the enemy plans.
Palando, just a heads up, there is a dragon that lives somewhere in this area.
Yes, that one I am familiar with.
We
are?
parlayed with it on the way here.
Poor choice of words, but not entirely wrong.
Oh, that's quite good. Good that you were able to do that, and probably very lucky considering it's very young and very vain.
Oh, it is.
Had it been a very much older one, that might not have been an option.
How well do you know this one?
We've talked a few times.
It's the same, perchance.
Got its name?
Oh, yes, let me see, Solusa.
Salsa. Got it.
How do you get all
Oh.
the Spanish names from everything? Palando, Bayando, Salusa, Salsa.
It's my
There's actually,
brain.
there's actually a little accent over the first A for what that's worth to anyone making notes.
Huh.
Copy and paste.
Salusa.
Yes, very young, very vain. It was mostly been somewhat tamed by Dolwan, but it still has its own mind, if you will. instrument of war and all that, and quite the chatterbox.
Yes.
He did like to talk.
Lucky for us, so do I.
I
I'm
can
not
promise
100%.
you. I can promise you that its fire burns all the same.
I imagine so.
I had the lucky opportunity to witness that one firsthand. But I fear for what our enemy plots and what their next moves may be. We must return to the Avari.
Well,
Silmaril now.
onwards then. Time's a wasting.
What is so important about this Silmaril? What can it do?
Everything.
The Silmarils, the three, were three gems that were crafted by the elves. They embody the very light of the trees in Valinor. One of the most beautiful things you could ever see. It enacted a sense of greed within Morgoth. Waged war for them. Possessed them for
That was our dark boyo friend that we saw.
That was merely a sliver of his presence. A shade of his consciousness. The intent, from what I've been able to hear, is able to swell their ranks. They're using that connection through that false mockery of a gateway. Whatever black magic, I don't fully understand. That sorceress, I don't know how she was able to do it. But they are attempting to reach into the void, the very prison where Morgoth resides. And they've been able to breach it far enough where they're able to have him influence in this plane once more.
And this Silmaril helps with this.
I don't know what they need it for. That's the concerning part. One was cast into the stars. The other taken with a poor soul down to the fiery chasms. And the third tossed into the sea. Lost to time itself.
I do feel like one of those options is the least secure of the three. I don't know how deep the sea is, but I mean...
I've been told fairly deep. But I haven't much perused the waters.
Well, it may come to that for us, at least, if we are to deny the enemy what they seek.
Are there powers to them? Or magic?
Oh, they embody the very light of the trees.
Yes, you said that already.
Calling it magic would be a disservice. It all depends on what the wielder with them wishes to do. What their intent is. And that much we don't know. Many have died. Hunting, looking for these jewels. Brothers turned on each other. Mass murder committed in a lie. Purely out of for the sake of greed. The rest assured they're powerful.
Can they not be destroyed?
We tried. Cast into the endless void of the stars, cast into the fiery chasm, and cast in the ocean, fulfilling a long prophecy where they would reside with the elements. earth, water, and sky. What we do know is that the enemy was able to contact Morgoth from his prison, and Morgoth is able to usher forth a shade presence of himself, albeit for a short time. But if Mordentar sends you my way, then I have Mordentar and yourselves to thank. Come. Let us return to the mountains, speak with the Avari, and consider our next moves very carefully.
Very well.
Okie
Let us set
dokies.
out.
All right. You guys keep on horseback over the next several days, crossing back over the river, back into the land of Dorwinion, and head south for the mountain home of the Avari. As you can see, the mountains appearing in the view in the south, just beginning to peak into your eye line. We're gonna go ahead and take a break.
Hey.
Yeah.
Yay!
It's hard being a ruler, but it is good to own land.
Ooh, I'm a bear, I'm a bear, I'm a bear, I'm a bear. I'm a bear, I'm a bear, I'm a bear, I'm a bear.
Haste.
I'm a bear.
Pack. We need
Rise.
to leave.
I'm a bear, I'm a bear, I'm a bear. Look at me bearing around.
And latch onto you. You take 5 shadow damage.
This is not the hug I wanted. Alright, let's make attacks at him.
Roll them dice.
You missed my birthday, bitch?
Be all right, Heidi. Everything.
Gerda, I have a couple of questions.
Yes,
Take your little mouth, Gerda. You've said enough already.
Probably go up on sale tomorrow. My donut! I got it. I lost it. I dropped my donut.
Now, where do they keep mapsies? Regards.
Oh, come on! Oh, well, guess I'll just kill myself. Talks amongst yourselves.
Yeah, so
Are we there yet?
I think that way might work.
Are we there yet?
Kevin, you're fired.
Don't have us talk amongst ourselves then.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's a role-playing game.
Beyond your years, my lady. I really wanted the bird. Someone get me a bird. Someone go on a hunt and get me a bird. Someone get me a bird. Your Majesty, the acclaimed playwright. Hello?
My queen, a gift from the Southlands.
That's a bird!
You're welcome, my lady. Just know which house gave that to you.
Oh my god. Chat is screaming at you now. Wow.
Said the thespian.
Meh. Oh no.
In Lindsayisms.
Audience meh? Chat meh? Oh my god.
I think you've lost it.
I need to stop doing things on stream. Adventure.
Now let's take a moment here and listen in to the teams mic'd up.
That's mine. Fuck you!
We're gonna get
Yay!
a quest from Win. What kind of shady stuff is he involved with?
The fangs of
In
smog.
my younger years, I was a master assassin. I have made lots of enemies.
All right, this is a send it one.
Yeah, it's Ascendant, but it's all about timing and finesse. Not like that, you fuck! Don't you dare, you son of a bitch! Why? Why? Why do you do this to me? Why do you hate me? Why do you hate me? I'm just trying to jump to the fucking... I'm just trying to... I just want to get up. I just want to get up to the... Just let me get to the ledge. Just fucking let me get to the ledge. I swear to fucking God. Just let me get to the goddamn... Thank you! God! Talking about that earlier. I found the code.
Where? I want to see where it's hidden.
It was behind the gate.
Like we suspected all along.
Let me know when you're ready.
Ready.
Flying duck.
Duck.
Flying duck.
Duck.
Flying duck.
Duck.
Baked potato.
Baked potato.
Baked potato.
Baked potato.
Taking a break.
Duck.
There's a pause button, you know.
Duck.
Just took a bit
Yes,
Those are all the clues I would have used, which is why I got really excited.
She claims that she is of a particular tribe of hobbits. What is that tribe?
Crap. Oh, man, it's on the tip of my tongue. I really gotta start taking notes. I think Brian's doing this. Start making me take notes like this motherfucker. You know what? The Green Tribe.
Incorrect.
Written down.
Okay, fine. I'll start taking more notes. Fuck y'all.
Just like that. Health back. Go back. How is everyone? I'm doing. Why are they back?
You hear something.
Thank God I am half in the tank.
Can you read it?
Yes.
All right, hit me.
More than this to stop
Okay, I'm gonna do my best to describe these. These are hard. Okay. Especially because I'm a little tipsy. So the first symbol is a blob with no hat. Does that make sense?
Apparently not.
And just a common tax for the patricians. Sire, no, it's poison! It's poison, you say? Ow.
Take a look at this map. Want a better look? Oh, look at that. Can I jump into this?
Gravity take over, but there's that. How the hell do I get... Oh shit! Oh shit, I'm sorry! I'm sorry, I didn't mean it!
I feel like maybe I shouldn't, but every time I use my inspiration, it goes down by one.
We need to rest in peace.
I'm gonna stop using my inspiration.
Oh, you're asleep on the job! Oh, you fool. You absolute fool. Poor fellow. Well, it'll be really unfortunate if he wakes up. Oh. Oh, uh-huh. Shit. Shit. He's awake. He's awake. He's awake. He's awake. Fuck you. Go back to sleep. Fill out into fur as her whole form begins to shift slowly into one massive adult brown bear. Ooh. Rise, Vigdis Erendil Bjornsdatter.
Oh boy.
And bear the name of your father, Bjorn. As you are now the matriarch of your kin. The protectors of the forest, and those that will hold this land across that. From this moment on, your people will be known as the Bjornings.
Oh shit!
I'm a bear!
I shall stand with you. Shit, you're on your own.
Salutations, listeners. My name is Professor Benjamin O'Toole of the Waterdeep University and Arcane Institute. I'm known for being an educator, philanthropist, gentleman, adventurer, researcher, and now a conservationist. I wish to express my concern as of late in regards to the dwindling population of the majestic owlbear. These beautiful creatures are all too often poached and hunted by so-called adventuring parties for resources like hides, arcane focuses, foci, and experience. Here at the O'Toole Owlbear Conservation, we are making a difference with our foster and breeding programs by taking in orphaned cubs? No, chicks. Juvenile owlbears. Our volunteers work closely with the owlbears in our care until they are of age and suitable for the reintroduction to the wild. Without our, and potentially your, intervention in this matter, owlbears could very well disappear from our force. So, how can you help us in our effort in preserving the Aves mammalia? You can get involved in this effort by symbolically adopting one of our owlbear juveniles. Your donation will go straight to their support and care. Take a tour of our facilities and read our various literatures to educate yourself on this wonderful creature. Write to the lord or lady of your land and encourage policies that protect such wildlife. Learn Druidic magic and swear to the safeguard of the wilds and all the creatures that live inside of it, vowing to the defense against the brutal adventuring parties who go hunting for these gentle creatures in such a barbaric manner. And in that vow, you follow an ancient Druidic path that eventually leads you to the spirit of the forest, and they bestow upon you the power to take back the lands that once belonged to the beast and the bird that roam upon this realm. Recycle. Please help us in this noble effort. For more information, please direct all correspondence via a sending spell to the Office of Conservation at the O'Toole Owlbear Conservation. For inquiries regarding my research, Adventuring Days, my latest publication, speaking opportunities, private lessons, book club, and knitting circle, please forward your sending spell to the office of Sir Benjamin O'Toole of the Waterdeep University and Arcane Institute. The O'Toole Conservation name, logo, and image are all protected licensure and owned by O'Toole Philanthropy. Use of this without the express written consent of Sir Benjamin O'Toole could result in legal action, a failed death save, a gentleman's acknowledgement of a worthy adversary for being outfoxed, and or loss of consortium. Side effects of Druidic magic can include uncontrollable vine growth, sudden fascination of fungi, inability to revert from wild shape, body odor, an acquired taste for good berries, splinters, tanking for the party, depression, and or becoming one with the elements. The O'Toole Conservation is not responsible for anyone being maimed, eaten, killed, or disfigured by anyone attempting to approach owlbears. Please do not contact our officers with liability claims. We will cast silence. We mean it. Casting and speaking with animals within our facilities is strictly prohibited except by authorized personnel. We will take legal action.
And we're back, and that is Lindsay's exasperated sigh.
Oh, I thought I got it right before we went live. Oops.
I think
tell you.
Yeah, I think you eked out just before we went live, but it was very close to everyone just hearing you say what you said.
Which would have been so bad. So bad.
I can't repeat it.
It's not any. Wait, what? You guys are making it sound so bad.
The FCC will be all over us.
It is not any worse than what I've said already on stream.
Nobody believes you, Lindsay. Keep on talking.
Hang on, guys. There's someone knocking at my front door. Weird. Oh, weird.
Alright. You hear that music?
I do. What is it?
Music,
I
man.
believe
What
it,
music?
yes.
Is it the Bard's Battle?
Yes. They went to War College and Bard College. They did a double major.
Boo!
Hell of a double major. You could
Yeah.
be a skill monkey and kill things. You could have just been a rogue. Would have saved a lot of time.
Would have been. Unfortunately, there's no college for that, other than the College of the Streets.
Hey.
Look, if it ain't been homebrewed, we
Street
got
smart.
something to work on.
Rogue College. There you go.
College
Yes.
of Streets hard.
You're... They're just street performers.
Which street depends on the region. You may have your typical hardy
Yeah,
bard,
right.
you may have your master of spies.
Ah, God. You are
This is the group
listening
you work
to...
with.
Yep, every Tuesday. Love it.
And I still keep coming back.
Checks in the mail, Nick.
We get checks?
Nope.
We get mail?
You are all listening to Battle Bards, which is a service we use for our D&D streams and, you know, non-streams, because you can use it outside of streaming. That brings a whole slew of musical tracks, sound effects, and NPC scripts too, actually. They have a whole bunch of voiceovers, so if you just want to load one up and use them for, like, apothecary or innkeepers, have at it. It's really cool. If it interests you, go ahead and go to battlebards.com and get yourself a BattleBards Prime subscription. You can get discounts in store. You get access to the soundboard like what we use, and you can upload your own stuff if you're into that. So, BattleBards.
Coming from the voice actor.
I haven't uploaded a single thing.
To my eternal surprise, Win is gold for uploaded content.
I love Win. And Madam Ava!
Win. Where is Win?
Win!
Fighting for his life right
Quinn.
now.
Win!
Quinn? Quinn, where are you? Quinn?
He's hanging out with Madam Avens in the stands, just watching and laughing.
Oh
Yeah,
my
they're the
god.
They're the other two non-named Astari that are just observing all of this.
Power
We're
couple.
immortal as time itself. All right. Let me just. All right. Go. Yep. Let me just fade that one out. All right. So.
I just saw the little text underneath our streaming voice channel where it says Dark Lord ain't got shit on me.
I was wondering who was going to be the first person to see that tonight.
Oh, I saw it a while ago. Open the
I know
actual
you did.
chat. Yeah, I was like, open the chat in streaming.
Wait, are these comments?
Oh,
no,
God.
this is just a status. Ooh. Hold on.
What are you doing? You're gonna overwrite it. You overwrote it.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I did.
did that.
I did.
All right, let's see.
Bonjour.
It was me.
Hey, God, show me. Bonjour. Never mind. You're not supposed to be here. No, I'm not. That's what makes this scary.
Oh,
Uploading
man.
got shit on me. Sauron until Morgoth comes back.
Yeah. Oh, hey, it's you. Is that the one I want? Is this the one I want? Oh, sorry. Figuring out my playlists over here.
How did I? Oh.
Sorry, me now also seeing hashtag Solus did nothing wrong.
You leave my boy alone.
I'm gonna cut your boy ear to ear.
Jesus Christ.
I did not realize this was an untapped
Oh.
source of conflict.
And you thought what I said was bad before coming live.
I mean, like I said, I can't repeat it.
I'm gonna have an aneurysm.
Look, I'm just spitting facts.
Please don't.
I did recently do a soulless romance playthrough of Inquisition, and
It's heartbreaking.
it is heartbreaking. It is like, that has to be like the canon playthrough.
It's so heartbreaking because you get so close, and then at one point in the story, he starts distancing himself from you, and it's like, no, what have I done? What have I done to upset you? Anyway. Alright. So, you guys ride south heading for the mountain range, and maybe the next day or so, you do find the familiar pathing up the steep mountains, where the grassland slowly turns into mountain forest, and you begin to follow the very narrow trails in a single file path as the horses begin to meander the mountainside. Begin to round the bend just as a cloudy day takes hold, and the rumble of thunder out in the far distance. And you come to the hidden cavern entrance that you came to many days prior. Only this time, stationed out front are two Avari guard who greet you upon your arrival. Welcome back. We can take your horses from here.
No, thank you.
We will stay with them. You see them both sort of look over at Rómestámo. Good to see you alive, Palando.
Yes. I have this lot to thank, and I'm sure the word of Lady Nithel to dispatch them so quickly, and timely, I might add.
Yes. I'm sure it was out of the kindness of her heart.
We go way back.
I'm sure.
Palando's kind of a vibe. I don't know why.
Because he's Malvhor with power.
That has to be it.
Oh no.
Pax Malvhor.
You all sort of dismount from your horses as they take the reins, and as you head into the cavern darkness, they follow shortly after you, leading the horses, and then veer off a secondary path and disappear behind you. As you all follow the path down to the main cavern that opens up into its expanse throughout the mountains, with the glittering false starlight from the crystal and gems throughout the rock that seem to reflect all of the fire and light that is inside of the mountain, and even through the small pond that sort of sits in the center of this subterranean Avari village.
Well. It's quiet here, isn't it?
Yes, it is quiet. Well, we should probably go find Nithil. No reason to keep this conversation waiting.
Yes. Yes, let's.
If I remember,
words.
if I remember correctly, she's probably by the barracks near the pond.
Well, either way, I am merely a guest.
So am I, and I will lead the way.
I'll stick close to Galad as we walk to make sure nobody has any like funny business ideas.
It's me. I got the funny business ideas.
Punch
My
in
leg.
the face and your
Roll
leg
attack.
and the chair.
Ow.
Everything all right, Aaron?
Yes, just I don't know yet if how grateful or not they may be for your help.
Well, the memory of elves is a long one.
Yes, I know that all too well. I still have... Go ahead.
Now, finish your thought.
I still have every intention of bringing you home. And not even these people will stop me.
Aaron against the world.
That's always been the case.
Wasn't always the case.
Survival-wise, at least.
It was once Aaron and Galad against the world.
It was. I think it can be again. But that involves bringing you home first.
I fear we have more pressing matters in the immediate future.
We do. In time, though.
Actually, I've been meaning to ask. That bear thing that you do. You said it was bestowed upon you, gifted to you?
Yes. Gosh, sorry. Throat's hurting.
If your voice hurts, don't do the voice.
No, it's just been randomly coughing. Yes, by Ivana.
Does she speak to you?
Not all the time. Sometimes I have asked for help. Other times, she will show up herself. But it's not often.
Have you heard from her since the temple?
No. But that does remind me of the music I heard. And how the darkness I was stuck in did seem to disconnect the two of us for a time. I have not tried since, though. Perhaps I can do that after the meeting.
Perhaps. Perhaps.
Why do you ask?
Not very often you can hear the thoughts and opinions on a situation from the Valar.
Ooh, are you interested in the teachings of our Lord and Savior Yavanna? Here's the pamphlet.
We need a better marketing agent.
It's not, and I find it odd sometimes how they can only reach out to, or will only reach out to, a select few, or chosen, per se.
The Valar haven't been in Middle-earth since Morgoth. They've resigned themselves to sending Maya. The fact one has reached out to you is nothing short of miraculous. Many whispers that the Valar have all but given up on the creations here.
I still don't know what to make of it either. At first, I thought the connection was with something that Audathor had helped taught, being more connected with the earth, but it seems this is a little different, and for as complicated as my story and a person I can be, I sometimes still wonder why it's me.
Couldn't even venture a guess.
But I did get to see my bear family again through her. And that I am forever grateful for.
Well, she resides over most of the forest and living creatures. Maybe after your parents passed and you were taken in by the elves, maybe their spirits saw something in you. Spoke with Yavanna.
We may never know.
We may. Looks like we're here.
You all arrive at the large sort of cauldron brazier fire outside of the barracks where the last you spoke with Phil. There's a guard out front with a shield and spear who looks you all over. Narrows his eyes for a second.
I know you are. Locke, for sure. Palando. Ah, yes. Very good. I assume you're here to see Nithil?
You'd be correct.
Very good. Around back, out in the mustering field. I think she'll be surprised to see you.
Surprised?
I don't know if she totally believed that you would return alive.
Well, that's fair. You'd think she'd know by now, but...
Well, for her sake, let's hope you come bearing good news, yes? Uh-oh.
Yeah, about that.
Could be worse, I can say that. Not much, but it could.
Okay.
Yeah, no, that's pretty accurate.
He just gestures off to his side, like, well, whenever you're ready. Well, then, let's get on with it, shall we? As Palando steps forward with a staff and goes walking around towards the mustering field. You all follow in suit, and over by what looks to be sort of like a training dummy, Nithil with one sword in hand is standing next to it, but looking at another Avari as they both seem to be conversing back and forth. All right, dispatch more scouts. Go. The other one hefts his gear and marches off. She looks over. As I live and breathe. Every single one of you has returned. And with the Maya in tow.
Frankly, it's a little surprising, but
Well, I guess congratulations are in order. You brought this one back, out from the clutches of the enemy. And you brought yourselves back. Does this one, as she gestures with the sword at Galad, did he give you any trouble?
None whatsoever. In fact, he was critical to us escaping.
indeed he was.
Is that so? Now come. You did not make that trip without seeing much of anything. What news do you bring?
So,
You want the good or the bad?
I think we should just rip it off like a band-aid, right?
Pull. Can we at least ease into it?
I'll let Locke handle this. He knows her best.
That's a bold assumption.
Knows her better than I do.
Well, the good news, as you already observed, is we not only returned, we returned all intact, despite meeting a dragon along the way.
So you've met the beast. Very good.
Yeah.
Oh, other good news, we killed
Very
Thula.
good.
That's one bastard off the list. What about the others? The captain and the sorceress.
We've met the sorceress. Sorry, Locke, this is your jibe.
Oh no, feel free.
We met the sorceress, did not kill her. We were sort of on a tight schedule at the moment.
I see. Well, what are their forces? How many strong?
Trying to think of the best way to accurately describe that.
Is there a way we can put a number like that together accurately from what
So-
we saw? Can that be
So
a check of
here's
some sort?
so here's the problem, Nithil.
Never mind.
It's hard to put an accurate number to their forces. Because they are bolstering their forces by corrupting your people.
Yes.
There's no easy way to say it.
Do you care to elaborate?
Locke, do you want to give
Possibly,
specifics?
Depressingly, I only successfully killed one of them.
They're
We
used.
encountered...
Yeah, go on, Locke. Go on. This is just a heavy situation.
Let me put it this way. Everything you've been told up to this point is absolutely the least of our worries, as we also encountered Morgoth's shade on this plane.
She immediately grabs on Rómestámo's clothes, pushes him to one side and up against the training dummy, and takes the sword to his throat. You bastard! What have you done? You and your kind meddling over here.
I just kind of lean my head to look over. I told you I wasn't sure which one you were more likely to survive. To my credit.
Give me one good reason why I should slit your throat. You, Maya. Just as corruptible. Turned into demons. Made lieutenants under Morgoth's reign. Then you become captured. And suddenly Morgoth reappears. Give me one fucking good reason.
Well, I will say I'm not entirely certain that the Morgoth shade came post his capture, based on everything we saw. What I saw were your people that still had not yet been corrupted. We dealt with plenty that already were.
Did you see anything else?
Morgoth came through a gate, like an archway.
Rómestámo sort of chokes with the blade a bit and just swallows. You see the Adam's apple just sort of move around the edge of the blade.
Yeah, trying to recreate the Door Night.
What?
She just stares right back into him.
What do you mean, trying to recreate? They have constructed an archway and enchanted it in some way. I do not know how. It is capable of reaching into the void, into the very prison that Morgoth was banished to. So he's here? No. Just a shade of it, isn't it? It's not bound here. It cannot remain more than a minute. And how do I not know that you are not in part responsible?
Paranoia has always kept you alive. I can't complain about this.
I cannot give you any reassurance other than conversations I overheard while in prison there, the torture I've undergone, and the word of my patron Arule. And what of you? What of you all? Was this one, based on what you saw, worth risking for? Do you trust him?
I mean, he is a wizard, so by definition, arguably worth it. And you and I both know that you can't really kill a Maya in this world.
He also has the most insight into the enemy's plan, just based on how old he is.
Somebody give me a persuasion check. Can have advantage with the two of you that have chimed in.
I'm assuming you're gonna have a better roll of that than I.
Yeah, I will.
Are you?
Say sure.
That is a terrible roll, but 18.
What's your plus to it?
My plus is 13.
13.
Damn. That was with advantage?
Yeah. I rolled a 4 and a 5.
She holds
my roll 20 window.
She continues to hold the blade at his throat, side eyes the lot of you as you're talking, and then shifts her gaze back to him. Sauron was a Maiar as well. So were all the Balrogs under Morgoth's rule. You're no different. She steps back and continues to keep the blade, but then straightens it out as it turns the points to the edge of the throat. But this group thinks you can be valuable. Make yourself valuable.
Yes, the next step is we have to discuss how to stop what they are attempting to do. How to potentially, I mean, I imagine that's going to involve several things, such as destroying the arch, slaying the sorceress. But I don't know where to begin.
Or finding the Silmaril.
That may very well be the most important thing.
It's also a detail that they failed to mention before, at least to me.
Secrets upon secrets. Wonderful. The fellowship you see before you, Lady Nithel. The one you sent to come get me. Which, to be fair, I think you'd only dispatch a rescue party for me if you saw some value or some trust in me already, so I think we could have skipped that whole interrogation. Thin ice, Palando.
I do have to side with the lady on this one. Apologies, old one, but
Message received. Message received. Very well. They have informed me that the enemy is looking for a Silmaril. Now, to the best of my knowledge, all three were cast into the elements, never to be found. To be destroyed or out of reach. In the sky, the fire, in the depths below. What is your point? They search for something lost? No, they search for something because they believe they can find it. And if they believe they can find it, they very well may. They have been one step ahead of us. Myself and my compatriots Morintar were dispatched here for the sole purpose of locating Sauron. Sauron! My word, we are not prepared for this. We are all out of our depths. And I have yet to come over a single person who grasps that understanding. Elves are being corrupted before my eyes. Dragons have taken flight. And now, talk of a Silmaril. What goddamn year is it? You've made your points, Palando. What are you suggesting? What do you know? I know not what they need this Silmaril for. But the fact that they need it and that they're looking for it is enough for me to determine that it needs to be found before them, or at least confirm that it is out of reach. We don't even know where to begin looking. If I'm to understand it, my other companion is already looking. At this point, Morintar should have a lead on something. That is one option. The other options that you've laid before, as he looks towards Malvhor, I'm inclined to agree. That sorceress is powerful, yes, and believe me, I know some powerful magics in this world. I know not how she did it. I do not know what enchantment she put upon that archway to able to open the gateway between realms. What she did. She must be dealt with. While imprisoned and under torture, I have overheard several things. As he looks over all of you. Takes a breath. They have successfully been able to conjure the shade of Morgoth, yes. And he is not able to maintain that form for long. He lacks a vessel. Something to bind to remain here. That is definitely one option they're seeking. They had test subjects that they failed. Destroying that archway may very well be an option. But depending on the enchantment on it, I am not sure if that is feasible. Sauron himself was a student under Avari. And he had to pass on those teachings to others, so I'm sure the smithing and enchantment beyond that archway may very well be something we cannot break, at least not in the immediate future, not without knowing more.
What also might be helpful, before I forget, hold on to that thought, Locke. The mouth of Sauron possessed. I believe Dolwan possesses it now. The book for the construction of the archway. Perhaps in that book will lie the secrets for its undoing.
And that book is imperative.
What were you gonna say, Locke?
No, I just laughed.
Oh.
She said we need to know more.
We got that one now. We already know more.
Choking on dust more every day.
From my understanding of what I was able to glean while in prison there, they've merely only completed their first step. They are not near completion of a full ritual to either bring Morgoth here or bind his spirit to something. So we have time. They're still missing elements, and that book may very well point us in that direction. But we do know of one. Silmaril.
So would it be more prudent to try and face Dolwan now and defeat her and take her book, or to immediately set out to interfere with their efforts to retrieve the Silmaril.
A sound question. How do you all
Whether-
fare after the battle that you've had?
I'm doing pretty fine, actually. But then again, the kid here faced down many foes for me.
I'm alright in some regards, but wouldn't oppose a rest here. And a proper gear up for this new, I don't want to say new enemy, but this new challenge.
New to you, old to us. It's all the same.
I'm gonna swear, 'cause like some of us haven't lived as long.
If the
It's not
Silmaril
cracked up to be. Yes.
if the Silmaril is as powerful and important as Polando has said, I'd be more concerned of them finding it, regardless of whether we take down the gate or not.
That is a very prudent point. If we successfully take down Dolwan or that gate, but they still obtain the Silmaril, there is no question on how much damage that they might be able to cause with it, regardless. This is all speculation, though. How many forces do they have? You snuck in, yes, but now they are aware. You will not be so lucky again to catch them so flat-footed.
Yeah, we might need an army in our back.
You really just said that to the wrong person, Malvhor.
I mean, that's the truth of it. If you need a hammer for a nail, you need a hammer for a nail.
Nithel looks at Hammer. A hammer and wrath, perhaps.
Ooh, I didn't even realize the connection.
I thought that was intentional when you said hammer and nail.
No, I'm just lucky.
Very good, very good. Write that one down.
Yeah.
It does have the occasional moment of comet gold.
Damn it, Malvhor!
How many forces do you have, Nithil? Forces? You fucking ask me that question. Either we need to compartmentalize our attitudes here, otherwise we'll be torn apart from within.
You wondered why I've been acting the way I have. It's some of this is predictable, based solely on experience at this point.
And when I talk about an army, we don't need to win. We don't need to destroy all the orcs there. We don't need to win in the field of battle. We don't need to successfully hold the temple. We just need to create an opening for a small group to go in and slay Dolwan and do what needs to be done. The best course of action may be for us to go retrieve the Silmaril, and in that time, the Nethril and Polando, you two can begin devising a plan to deal with the Orc army and begin rallying what forces you do have.
I have a few hundred Avari scattered. It will take time to collect them, get the message out. Very good. Is Arison still in charge of that village up north? Yes. I'll pay him a visit. He's got some good people there as well. Not Avari people, mind you, but ones I'm sure that might be willing to come to our aid.
This is a lot of time and travel, though.
What, can you teleport?
No, I'm just making an observation. As someone who enjoys wandering, this is... It just adds more to traversing the world as we already have.
What would you suggest then? This is merely a conversation. We're trying to determine our courses of action based on what we know, and unfortunately we know very little, but we know enough where we know the situation is bad. Splits the party?
I don't think dividing
that's a good idea.
I retract my statement.
He weighed in at almost 16 pounds today, by the way. He might be worse than Klein now.
That is.
I mean, we will have to travel to Umbar, Fig. There is no doubt about it in order to retrieve the Silmaril before they do.
I am aware of this. It really was just an observation. I have no suggestion of otherwise to do.
And perhaps on our travels we can convince some allies along the way if they may be able to lend some soldiers to the cause. But that would be a very tall ask for them, and I wouldn't expect anything.
If you have anyone in mind, we could spare a few riders with messages if there's anyone you wish to summon.
I mean, there's a couple of options. I don't know if your father could help us, Fig.
I was just thinking of him. If not him, then perhaps others.
And then there's
from home.
There's the captain in Osgiliath, although he's a man of strict chain of command. It would take a great convincing for him to send soldiers this far away from his post. But
maybe he could spare a few. Maybe the small bastion I led during the vampire attack.
Indeed, there may be volunteers there who exist outside the chain of command we could pick up.
Wouldn't hurt to ask. I wouldn't mind.
If left to their own devices. If you haven't caught on. Not the most politically safe way, but...
Depending on who you want us to contact, we may not send an Avari.
Yeah.
But we do have a way to contact him.
Oh, there's also...
You can rest assured, sir.
There's also the tribes of the horse folk. Their names escape me. They exist near the Greenwood. Yeah, the Aothid. They have a bloodied history with the Wainwriters already. So there's a common foe there.
We
Feels
did.
me to say it because I do believe there is a third option that is eluding us. So far, we've discussed finding the Silmaril and killing Dolwan. We don't believe we can destroy the Arch in our current situation, because that might take more than simply waltzing in to do it. And that would take control. But what we don't know is the information. Could we steal the book?
That is most certainly an option.
Did we say the gate is protected with magic of sorts?
I'm assuming it is. I didn't get to inspect it, but there's definitely enchantment over it for it to be able to do what it does. But as far as protection, I'm merely wagering an educated guess.
If it was,
Yes.
what would take to bring it down? More magic or something just very powerful like a dragon with fire?
You think dangerously, don't you?
Can't know this far.
We may yet live to see another day. Depending on the sort of enchantment that might be upon it, it could depend. A large enough beast still might be able to do it, but simple pickaxes and hammers might not. If it's powerful enough, then if we're lucky, then I would say I might be able to dispel it. If we're not lucky, then myself and Mordentar might both need to do it.
So I guess
I was not aware that you two joining forces was actually an option at this point, considering how...
I would very much like that to be the last possible thing we do. We separated some time ago for a reason.
I don't know how strong that reason holds any longer, considering the enemy is well aware of you having kidnapped you.
I dare not. If Mordentar is tracking a Silmaril or even a lead on it down south, then I dare not interrupt that work.
No.
Perhaps more being down south is what helps give us time before reaching Umbar to find the Silmaril anyways. But if we stay here and then go to try to find the book, it might also be good time to see if befriending a certain dragon might help with the gate. After all...
Befriending? Oh, your thoughts go even more dangerous than I thought you implied, my word.
Wrong choice of words, I hate him, but...
I don't know if we could befriend, but we may be able to play on his vanity against Dolwan.
I was thinking of... That would probably be better. I was thinking of a favor of sorts, since they did have dragonettes captured.
It may be a strong choice of words.
It is a long shot, but we could try convincing him that, dragons, powerful beasts such as him, are meant to rule, not be subjugated to the whims of a woman like Dolwan.
Exactly. But then can say the gate is meant to summon someone more powerful than him also to speak to Vanity.
A good way to get burnt where you stand, too.
It is, too, if it goes poorly. That is a long shot, but I like where your head's at.
It's a bold option. I will definitely say that. And I won't say it's entirely off the table. If the hour gets desperate enough, all options are good.
It's better than just swinging our weapons at it and seeing what happens.
Depends on the weapons.
I think right now we ignore the gate because we don't know enough. I think the only thing we can do if we remain here, primarily steal the book, secondarily kill Dolwan. But if we can steal the book for Polando to research while we're gone, I think that helps us a lot, but it is dangerous. I'm pretty sure Dolwan doesn't part with the book ever.
Just trying to get in and out without being noticed. That is a 1 to 2 person stealth mission. The group of us are not stealthy enough for something like that, I don't think.
Are you suggesting splitting the party?
Love you to death, Vig. You could have stopped at this group isn't stealthy, and that would have been enough.
I am not suggesting that either. I'm just stating more things.
Because we could totally split the party and just have 2 different sections of the campaign going on at the same time. 2 of us go to Umbar, 2 of us stay here.
No.
No. No.
Not putting Brian through that, not putting the rest of us through that.
I've done it before.
Yeah, he has.
That was before stream, for what it's worth, but...
So I guess the biggest question in my mind we have to answer now is, do we want to try and retrieve the book before we leave? Retrieving the Silmaril is a high priority from what I can tell from our discussion. Do we want to try and retrieve the book before we leave?
By all that is holy, he can actually understate things more than he has. You know, Malvhor is the living, breathing example of why respect your elders should not apply to the human race.
I think if we go back, then I would like to try to accomplish more than one thing. If time is so much of the essence. Otherwise, we are constantly going back and forth as we already are.
What do you mean that they might actually beef up defenses after a 4th trip in? Valas, help me. None of these individually are bad ideas. Let me say that up front. It's taking the view of them on a grander scale that makes it more ridiculous than it sounds.
Let me add some context. If you go after the book or after Dolwan, you are on your own. It is going to take me time to get out word and bring my forces back here to even mount any sort of destruction assault or even attempt on that temple. Not saying you can't do it. But if you're discovered and you are not quick, the whole temple will come down on top of you.
Then perhaps it is too soon we try anything again there. Since they are already on high alert from what we just escaped from.
I was just about to say, especially they now, at least we kept one of the bigger guys alive. Not kept, but we weren't able to finish him off. So I'm willing to bet we're going to be hunted during this also.
If we feel it might help, I can sneak in and get the book.
That's not something I can ask of you.
I feel it's way too dangerous for us to ask.
No, that's too much alone.
Absolutely
was that
not. I will
Galad?
not send you. Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely not. I will not send you out there without any oversight. You did one jump well. I don't trust you to do one yet on your own. I don't think that's up to you.
Ooh.
I grin and look up. What, Nafil? You on up for a little bit of field work?
Fine. It's a viable option if the collective agrees on it.
Well, if we do make the conscious decision to send a small group in, I don't see how a group consisting of you, me, and Galad couldn't pull it off. How many different ways could we decide to split the party?
I mean, honestly, that's
probably the stealthiest group in our.
It is, and it's
lineup.
not.
I'm stealthy.
It's not a bad plan. But I mean, what do the rest of us do? Just sit on our thumbs? We could. It's not a bad plan to retrieve the book at all, though. But it would mean going our separate ways again from each other, Locke, for a time at least.
The more I think about it, the more I think it is not the time to go back there.
As everyone else has been saying, this is just the option. If we choose to go that route, that's probably going to be the best composition available on hand.
Yeah. So.
And all love and respect to you, Vig. With what we've learned from this last little adventure, having the two of you together would probably be more a detriment in this case than a help.
What?
You and Galad. The bracelets.
Yes.
I'm sure I can always take it off.
Can you, though? Have you tried?
I've taken it off several times to show people, yourself included.
Met each other, though? And they've kind of activated?
What? I'm gonna start taking it off. I'm like, what is this stuck to me now?
Clamps on
God,
tighter.
don't let it actually be a cursed item, please.
I do. I'm gonna take it off if I can.
Yeah, it comes off.
Oh.
Okay.
I hold it up and I just give Locke the stink eye. And then I put it back on.
I agree with
Look, when you've been around as long as I have, and you've been around my people, especially the master craftsmen of my people, you never know what they could end up resulting in.
I agree. Sorry.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I agree with you, Fig. I don't think we should divide our focus here at this point. I believe a united focus on retrieving or preventing them from retrieving the Silmaril is key at this juncture. That'll sure, Dolwan will be around to continue her machinations, but without the Silmaril, I don't think they'll be able to finish them.
I agree.
And
I think it is something they need to complete.
And
the
that
gate and/or ritual.
And that will give Nithil time to send out messengers to these various parties and to build up as much of an army as we can scrounge together.
The only addition I will add to this at this stage is if any of you genuinely would like to have me address your gear, there's not a place better equipped for that anyway near here.
I believe we could afford a few days.
I agree.
I could definitely use a touch-up.
Take all the time you need. Leave it ready.
That's true. A fellowship phase doesn't have to be months.
Yeah.
I don't even remember the last time we had a fellowship phase. Like, it's now hitting me that our characters have been go this whole time. And now I'm feeling tired by it.
I think the last time was in Osgiliath?
For like a day?
Yeah.
But when was that? That was before Greenwood, wasn't it?
That was after Greenwood, I'm pretty sure.
Man.
I'm pretty sure it was right after Greenwood.
Yeah, I don't remember.
So.
That's a while.
Phil Polando, could you send messages out to the 3 groups we discussed?
Can you go through them one more time?
Yes, the men of Osgiliath, led by Captain Turgon. You use Cirion and I as a reference in your message, and when we pass through there, we will talk to them in person.
Malvhor, it would go a long way for you to probably write a note, considering how obnoxiously recognizable your handwriting is.
Oh, true, I could do that. I could pen it myself. If you get it there. That is actually
we can send it.
That's actually a brilliant idea, Locke. And then Fig, can you write?
Yes.
Okay. It was an honest question. I didn't know. Raised by bears.
But also by Northrail, who taught me much.
You can write a letter to your parents.
Yes.
And
I mean, for what it's worth, a parent should know of the Avari.
Yes.
I am sure Audathor does, with how old he is.
And these personal connections, I believe, will give us the best chance for securing aid. And then for the Aothid, I will prepare a letter for them as well. I've met them once, and Goldwyn might be among them by the time the letter finds them.
Okay, there's the connection I was looking for, because honestly, they wouldn't recognize your handwriting, and your name would probably barely mean anything otherwise.
No, I'm really banking on Goldwyn speaking for me in that aspect.
Clearly.
So I will spend some time writing up my 2 letters. Fig can write up her letter. I can't tell you where the Aothid are. They move, but your people, I imagine, are skilled trackers.
We will do our best.
Perhaps we can have an update be sent to Moore.
Do you know where he is?
Umbar, maybe?
Most likely there.
Her and Rómestámo just look at each other. It's going to be very difficult to look for someone and not draw attention looking for a blue wizard.
Yeah, that's fair. We don't need to send a letter to him. We'll find him. We'll update him.
Most likely he will find you.
That's very valid. He did that the first time.
So
I'm going
riders
to...
dispatched for Captain of Osgiliath, Adathor, and the Greenwood. And Galad sort of speaks up. A veteran from the last alliance. What year is it indeed?
Unfortunately, we don't have any connections with the dwarves.
No, not yet.
Not directly. Anywho.
There's a few in the Iron Hills north of here, and...
I mean, it wouldn't hurt.
That's a opposite direction.
We won't be able to personally see them. That'd be all on you to convince them.
Oh, good lord. The Nathil, or any of the Avari, striking up a conversation with the Dwarven Lords, I would pay years off my life to see that.
We'll see if we can find the Eothid. And if time allows, in our preparations upon your return, we'll look, see if we can get a message to any dwarves that might be willing to help.
I'm just trying to imagine Ethiel in the court of Dwarven Kings, and it is not ending well in any situation in my brain.
That's a Palando mission.
That's a fight waiting to happen.
Well, we have a plan, which is more than we had yesterday.
It's more than you all have normally anyways.
I feel I should say that in your travels, in your letters, in your any correspondence, unless there's an absolute reason for somebody to know, make no mention of Morgoth.
Thank you for addressing the elephant in the room, because while I would love to give Malvhor credit that he would not do that, he's getting a little more senile.
We can
and, you know, bards like to flourish, and I don't know how much more you can flourish beyond the Dark Lord of Dark Lords.
Oh, Morgoth, got it.
Precisely.
Zip. Just
We
a
can convey the gravity of the situation.
very powerful
With the mere
sorceress leading an orc
The very-
army.
The very mention of his name could incite such a panic. That not
I can-
only
I
will
can-
the free peoples of Middle-earth cripple in fear, but the hidden enemies amongst us might tear us down from the very inside.
I just realized I didn't get the other one of these either.
I can mention the Mouth of Sauron. That's a big enough name for people to buy in.
Yes. If
Especially
all goes
Captain
well-
Turgon.
If all goes well when this is all over, no mention of this tale will ever be made in the history books.
Look at him nicely making sure that he's not breaking the universe.
I love that touch. Well, with the plan in place, then I suggest we rest up while we can, because we have a long journey ahead of us, and I don't think we will have the opportunity to rest for a long time.
We barely have before.
Rest. Stay as long as you need.
But just so we're clear, I am taking my room back. Because I'll be damned.
It's not really my room, and I was more or less locked in there, so yeah, that's good.
Oh, I know. I know. I'm
Ow.
not saying that for your sake. I'm saying that for her sake.
But if it's okay with you, I would very much like to stay in there while you are all gone. I intend to stay here.
As long as you promise not to damage any more of my handiwork, certainly.
Not intentionally.
I will hold you accountable for the unintentional now as well. I've seen you show control.
Damn. Damn it.
Literally the borderline grandfather lecturing the teen. Just because you have a shiny doesn't mean you break with the things that I worked on when you were still not even thought of.
I've caused a considerable amount of damage here while under the vampire control, and there's still a lot I can do to make up for it, so I'd like to aid the Avari while I can.
That's not my decision to make.
And will they accept your help? And I look at Nathiel.
Are you asking me to babysit this one?
He's proven himself competent enough that I don't know that babysit would be the correct word. He has my trust, for what that's worth to you at this particular moment. Just as you all have my trust that if he actually did turn, you'd be able to take him down fairly easily if necessary.
I won't lie, your skill set would be very, very much welcomed. But trust is earned. So if you wish to have it, you have a lot of work to do. You can stay and prove yourself.
Thank you.
Well, it sounds like we have a plan. Once the letters are ready, we will dispatch the riders. I will send word out to my scouts to start bringing in the scattered Avari, and we will begin preparations. In the meantime, in your absence, we will conduct skirmishes and raids to keep the enemy distracted. Keep them delayed as long as we can. Buying you time, and hopefully causing some damage in the process. Meanwhile, the rest of you will head south. Find Alatar and Umbar. And if it can be retrieved, find the Silmaril. Now put a stop to this. Over my dead body, will Morgoth come back into this world?
Try not to make that fact.
He had his time.
Very good. And I will do what I can in preparation and research as well.
Well, true, you did say you didn't want to meet up with him again quite yet, so I guess it would make sense for you to stay behind.
I look forward to your return.
Man, you really going to be able to fit a sixth person into this overlay?
Oh. Yes.
What was that reaction, Linz?
Everyone is slowly figuring it out.
Yes, I'm actually not going away again, believe it or not.
The graphic designer in me is crying. It's fine.
Hey, we haven't had to make an overlay change in a while. We've actually been riding high on this one. So.
I believe in you, Lindsay, for what it's worth.
I got it. It's just the time.
I mean, from an impractical standpoint, just put them over to me.
No. I think I know what to do already, because I think I already did this many people with the first time we streamed Curse of Strahd anyways, so...
Oh, that's right.
Yep.
I'll figure it out. It's really no big deal. It's just tedious.
Very good. So, we have a plan. Get some rest. Our quarters are yours. You haven't been here long, but you have at least shown to me that you are honorable individuals.
Oh, my heart.
Shh, shut up.
Yeah. I love her.
Matt, if you think pizza isn't... Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was saying, you always gotta ruin it. You're good.
You showing emotion is so rare, though. That can't be helped.
I am merely a product of time.
I think
you should know.
I think we gotta leave these two alone for some time.
You shut the fuck up, Malvhor, before I slit your throat and let the sand pour out.
Yes, please shut the fuck up.
See, they finally agree on something.
Gotta get those numbers up. Gotta get to 100 before this one ends.
Jesus Christ.
Good luck. If you need anything before you leave, do not hesitate to ask. Oh, and
I
from
look
what
over at
hear-
Cirion. So what exactly is your equipment preference for armor?
Something that stops me from getting my ass kicked.
That's called training.
She's not wrong. It does indeed sound like a bit of a skill issue, so...
She just pulls out one of the swords at her backs and just twirls it around.
Part of me wants to do that too. I dropped my sword. Fuck.
Fuck!
You're welcome to the Forge, Locke. Maybe it'll get used to the heat. Which, by the way, I'm sure you all know, weather's a bit different down in Umbar. Make sure you dress appropriately.
Outfit change? Token change?
I just did my most recent one. It's not happening.
Oh, you're gonna be wearing
Mine's
black in the desert?
Mine's the only
Fine.
one that hasn't changed yet.
This will be my third change.
Matt, you gotta remember, I made my armor very well fitting.
True.
It's breathable everywhere it needs to be.
That was gonna be my thing to you when I came up to you. Be like, so after hearing that, I don't want armor that's gonna be like, hey, can't breathe, we're in the desert. Fuck you.
Okay, leather jerkin for you it is too. I'm gonna have to get a little closer to you than you want though. Just fair warning. Then again, you may like it, based on the way you've been flirting.
You're just mad I haven't done it with you. Alright, let's do this.
For the love of all that is holy, if you begin to flirt with me, I assure you that you will have nothing to flirt with when I am done with you.
Playing hard
I
to
will
get.
end your line long before she gets the chance to.
On that note, I have business to attend to.
Yeah, I think I have letters to write, so...
I'm going to, as we all kind of disperse, I'll kind of lean into Galad and just go, are you sure about staying here?
I don't want to. I feel like
You don't have to.
I can't leave these people. If you want me to come, merely say it and I will. But I can't go home. Not yet. The Avari are going to need help.
I cannot make any choices for you. I never have. Do what you feel you must, but don't disappear on me again.
It's gonna be a little hard with this.
That's true. But I just got
you that could puke.
But I just got you back.
He reaches out and sort of gently cups your face and just presses his forehead towards yours and just looks down.
We'll meet again. You found me once. This day you're getting me out of trouble. But I need to make things right up here. Even in this form, an embodiment of the Shadow's corruption I need to be the one standing against it.
He sort of looks back up and like moves his hands down to your shoulders and just not distances himself, but just sort of steps away a bit and just looks at you.
Wait for me.
I will. You haven't changed at all.
Neither have you.
But I cannot promise what Ottathor will do when he sees you.
Oh, I'm hoping he doesn't answer the call.
You and I both know he you and I both know he cannot ignore something like this.
My best hope if he comes here is that I can ride swiftly away on the back of Manway's eagles.
But as you said, you can't run that far.
Suppose not.
Just be safe.
You first.
You're telling that to the one who survived the wild all by herself.
Where you're going's not the wild.
Hmm.
Good luck. Whatever path Yavanna put you on, you walk it with the determination that you always do.
And you as well. I have a letter to write.
Write it well. Tell him I said hi.
Oh, I will.
That's a threat if ever I've heard one.
Namarari Arandil. Which is farewell, Arandil.
I'll give a small nod. And I'll turn and head out to prepare my letter.
Alright.
I'm gonna write it.
Blue's Clues theme in my head now, thank you.
Why?
We just got a letter.
Oh, mail time!
So that's what I got in my head.
Oh, aw, I miss Blue's Clues. It was always a fun show.
So a plan is made, and the Fellowship disperses internally with the Avari, planning to rest up before their long journey back south. Seemingly accomplishing what they set out here to do, rescuing Blue Wizard, and covering a bit more of the enemy's plan, as dire as it may seem. Their next steps are to head to Umbar, reconvene with another friend of theirs, the other Blue Wizard Mordentar, and look for one of the lost Silmarils.
No pressure.
And this is where we're going to end for the year.
Damn it.
You got cut off, but I still heard her in Brian's.
Yeah.
Yeah. The last session of the year. We'll be back in January to continue the campaign. But you guys have completed this arc of the story and have leveled to 10.
Oh my god.
Ooh, that's awesome.
I will say, for obvious reasons, I hope that our first session back is not the second. But if it is, so be it.
We'll talk. We'll discuss it.
We'll workshop it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I was like, obviously the first is New Year's Day, so next day is actually probably the first day back for a lot of people, so it might be tricky. But
yeah.
Oh my god, my fucking HP's, my hit dice just fucking hit me.
So no Tuesday sessions for the rest of the year. We might have some pop-up streams on Tuesday that aren't for this. Just keep an eye out in Discord. But we'll be back with this in the new year in 2020.
I'm feeling 22. 'Cause I have 122 hit points.
That's wild.
I got 66.
Yeah. Other than that, the rest of our schedule this week is the same, with the exception of Sunday. I don't know what I'm playing Friday, so don't ask me. I'm figuring it out. I'm making shit up as I go. Very busy. And then we got No Man's Sky on Saturday. So, other than that, hope you all enjoyed tonight's session. Thank you for being here. Yeah, the group's 10 now. 10 now, and they're gonna go to yet another new region. It's almost like I've sectioned things out like that. My God. Anyway,
Nerve.
New region unlocked.
Yeah, basically, you're under-leveled.
I'm under
But you could have
HP.
definitely gone to Umbar. You could have gone to Umbar first before Rune.
We were about to.
I hadn't scaled, so it was possible. Choose your own adventure.
At least it's not as bad as the Curse of Strahd scaling.
God, when I did the tarot reading for you guys for Strahd, and all of the items were in like level 9 and 10 areas, I'm like, what the fuck?
What am I gonna do?
They're only 3 right now. I need to. All right, I gotta put in a bunch of fill. I mean, I could have moved shit around, but I liked you doing the tarot stuff. So, but
time to die.
Anyway, yep, guess it's time for all to die. If and when we ever get back to that.
We're gonna have to restart it at this point, let's be real.
Shut up! I will not rerun Death House. I am not rerunning Death House.
Skip Death House.
Just skip
Put us
Death
at like,
House. You
put
guys
us at
are
like
at
level
3.
3, and we we can start post Death House.
I will probably have a different
Fuck
character.
that part that is specifically designed to kill poorly optimized parties.
Yes. I'm shocked no one died. I think I pulled punches.
You did.
House. Yeah. Anyway, thanks for joining us. Hope you enjoyed it. You can catch the next session in the new year. Keep a close eye on Discord. We'll let you know when everything's going on for our schedules and updates. Have a good night. See you all on Friday. Stay proficient.
Ow, I scratched my face.